Welcome back.
Hello, happy Tuesday.
Oh my gosh, it's been a while. It's been a
You
whole
know
week.
what time it is. It's twin time. It's twin time. We are actually very twinny today. So Leah came over to film and we're wearing the same sweater just in a different color
and
the same socks.
So you know it's twin time when you just, you don't consult each other about what you're wearing, but you show up and you're like, wait, it's me.
I know,
Not me.
it is weird. It is weird thinking about like the random twinness like that, where people are like, "Oh, twins are." You're like, we don't do that many weird things. And you show up, and you're like,
we're not creepy, and then you're like, that's a little creepy.
I still remember must have been like middle school, like just flipping through the science book because you wouldn't get through everything in the textbook, and there was one page that I randomly flipped through,
Okay.
and it was these two twins that were separated at birth, had not seen each other it was literally like 30 years. They were wearing almost the same shirt, had the same haircut. It said they had gone through the same like weight gains and like
Weird.
stressful times. It was just so weird. It was like,
We're anomalies.
at the end of the day, we were one thing. And it's like, sometimes like the random decisions, how your brain works, it like does the same thing. So
We tend to have like the same reaction to things too, though that's more probably socialization.
that too. But it is weird when you're like, well, you haven't even seen each other and you're like doing the same things. Like this is weird. So
Yeah. Or it's like,
And it's not just us, because we've seen other twins that like just showed up and my sister's wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, it's not just us, but
Or like the exact same color.
Yeah,
Or,
you're like,
or they
"Oh."
got a car and it's like the same model. And
yeah,
the
yeah,
exact-
I know. That's so weird. That's so funny. I love
So
that.
on the inside, we are still the same person.
Yes, we are one.
Heartache we stand.
There should just be like a karaoke hour.
We can take all the clips of just all the songs that we've sung to you
know.
guys forcibly. Like you can't escape it, right? Like you've tuned in for the episode. And now you're like, damn it, they're karaokeing again.
We'd be like, we just sing along. Okay, are you ready? I'll spread my wings and all. I do what it takes to.
Come on, you know this one. Like, sing along. That will always crack them if you go to like a live concert. And if it's like a small venue, like these people are really used to doing like large venues where it's like fill in the blank and then it's just like, and I will. Come on, sing along. It's just like this.
And it's like two people.
And then I'm someone who's like, oh, I feel for this person. So I'm just like,
If you don't know who they are,
you're just like trying to like come out.
you're like, I'm trying to like support you.
Dancing with loving you. Yeah. You're just like coming up with it in the spot.
I would hope that if I was going to the concert for somebody, I would know their music enough to like sing along. But
like they're openers and stuff like that,
Okay.
right? Where it's just like
I
they
see.
have their own
I
following,
see what you're
and you're
saying.
like, okay, I don't know your stuff, but I know the next group.
Yeah,
or,
I get that. I
Whatever.
get that.
And you're just like, ooh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're 2 weeks into January.
2026. I've only had to write it down once.
Really?
And I will say there was something that was like posted to my credit card or something on New Year's, and I had a moment of just being so confused. It was like 1/1/26. I was like, what does that mean?
What does that?
What does that? And I was like, oh my God, Leah, it's 2026. Like that's what the 26 means. I was like, what's the 26?
I don't know. I had the hardest time going from 2024 to 2025, where I was like, what year is it? But for 2026, I feel like I've already mentally thought of 2026. So for me, the 2026 change has probably been one of the easiest year changes for me.
I remember that like turning 30, like I was just saying, prepping myself all year, like I'm about to be 30. Like I'm going to be 30. And then so, yeah, I was just like, by the time I turned 30, I was like, yeah, I'm already 30.
But I don't know if it's just like the difference between like 24 or 25 is tricky, because I remember being 24 and 25 and being like, wait, which one? But also I also sometimes mentally think I'm already 33. I'm like, well, I'm 33. I'm like, no, wait, I'm 32.
So ages.
I know. I'm like, whoa, we need every year we can get.
I sometimes can't remember if I'm 31 or 32.
Oh, really? It's for me, it's 32, 33. So
Huh. Okay. Well, I guess that's where we're not twins.
yeah.
Guess that's where we're not the same person. Whatever.
We're not the same. Should we dive into twins and outs?
Yeah.
Get to it?
I guess I'll start because I feel like
she's
it's not
ready?
like, well, I guess both my in and out are sort of like kind of like New Year, like progressy stuff. Well,
I thought your in was going to be the coffee I made you. Whatever. Leah was literally texting me. She's like, I need a coffee when I
Sarah's
get to your
like
place.
timing it out. I'm like, I need a coffee. Sarah's like, I'm like, I got off the train.
I'm like, are
She's
you
like,
by Whole Foods yet?
Are you by Whole Foods? Have you I'm just like, I have just passed Whole Foods. And she's like grinding the coffee.
Grinding beans initiate.
Grinding beans as we speak. This is really good coffee. What coffee shop did you say the beans are from?
There's a new coffee shop in it's like near Soho called Milkweed Studios.
Oh my God, I love it.
And it's an Australian guy. And so I went to check them out before I left for the holidays. And he was like, I'll give you a bag of beans. Cause like we were just chatting about coffee stuff. I was like, really? And I was telling him I like just got my first espresso machine. And so it's been great. It's really good. I know. I'm like, I will go back and get his
like
beans.
no sense of bitterness, but it's not like too chocolatey.
Yeah, no, it's it's a really good.
Maybe next time you go, you can get me.
Maybe I'll take you with me. All right, sorry.
I my way into some free coffee beans.
Twins and out.
Okay,
Twins and
so my
out.
in is that in exactly 2 weeks I'm going to Hawaii.
Oh my gosh, this girl. She's like stacking the travels. I'm like, I guess I'll watch vicariously.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep. So Colin and I didn't say this last week, did I?
I don't remember.
Maybe my in was, guys, I can't remember now. But we're going with Colin's family, which they're super fun to travel with. So it's like everyone's going. We're gonna be on Kauai, and so many of you like. I trust your guys' opinions more than like any sort of Reddit, any sort of like open table or
Yeah, you're like, what are your ex? Tell me.
And so many of you have. I'm really surprised. So many of you have been to Kauai. Kauai?
Is it Kauai?
Kauai? I'm saying like Kauai.
I know. I was like
Japan, like Kauai.
Hawaii.
To Kauai.
I think it's Kauai, but I could be wrong.
Kauai.
I've never been to Hawaii.
I'll practice my Hawaiian.
Someone's screaming at the podcast right now. They're like, it's Kauai. What do you
I'm
say?
so sorry. I've never been to Hawaii
Or Kauai or Kauai.
or anywhere. I was literally asking Colin. I'm going to sound like such an idiot. But I was like, where is Hawaii? And
where is Hawaii?
Well, I was just like, it's always in that little square in the map.
Oh my gosh.
Which we did. It's like on the lower.
You got to go west.
Western side.
Yeah.
But we were kind of like, oh, it's like Japan, but Japan's like the opposite direction. Japan is east.
I mean,
I guess it's all relative. Like you could go.
I mean, don't people usually fly to Japan from like the West Coast though?
I guess that's true because you can just go straight around.
I don't know. Well, I've never been to Japan either, so I haven't really timed out. But I know what you're saying, where it's like you could technically go over either ocean, but I don't.
We did figure it out, and I was like, okay, redeem myself. But I was like, where is Hawaii? It's always in just that little square.
Get those girls some geography.
I have a master's degree from Yale,
but not in geography.
Not geography. Ask me something about opera, and I can inform you well. Anyway, so
what is Verdi's most popular opera?
Let's forget. But yeah, so that's why in Hawaii, I'm just like, and Colin's family isn't very into like, I mean, they're okay with seafood, but they're not like crazy seafood people. When I tell you that I'm going to eat just seafood,
you're like, give me the poke
for the
bowls,
entire
give me the
week,
musubi.
like give me all the fresh seafood. I will throw in some, acai bowls or something like that, but just like raw, like, like tuna tartare, like sushi, anything. Like my diet will be 90% seafood.
Is it like 5 hours difference?
I think it might be more. No, maybe
it's something like 5.
Maybe it's 5. With daylight, do you think it depends on daylight savings?
It's
but we're
earlier. Earlier, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Because when you were in Japan, I'd wake up and you would have lived like half a day.
It was like the whole day, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all this. You're like, I can't wait to wake up and see
it was
what
like
you've been up
Christmas.
to.
I'd wake up and be like, Leah's pictures, and I'd be like, food, hedgehogs, Shibuya, and I would just be like, oh my god, and so I don't know if it'll be the same. Probably not then.
No, you'll be awake and you'll be.
No, it will be because you'll be earlier. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
So you'll have woken up, and I'll still be sleepy.
Oh right.
Mm-hmm. So I'll spam you as you're having your coffee.
That'll be good.
But it's like we have this beautiful house that we rented because like a lot of us going pool and be close to the ocean. We're on like the southern side of Kauai.
Cool. I can't wait to see it all.
I'm literally planning on taking back so many macadamia nuts.
Hello me, chocolate covered.
We were just looking and we're 20 minutes from a coffee plantation.
I'm gonna need some of them beans.
Yes. I'm gonna bring you back some beans and macadamia nuts.
Thank you.
People were like, especially the chocolate
covered.
Like,
Yes.
Say less. I mean,
and a musa bean. Stick a musa bean in your plate.
I don't know if that would last the 12-hour plane ride, but
I brought you spam. I'll be like,
you'd be like, don't know how I feel that, but my I'm like just counting down. I can't wait to do the bathing suits and just all the warm weather stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be nice.
I love it.
What about you? What's your in?
My in is
I'll sip my coffee.
What?
I'm just gonna sip my coffee.
Okay, yeah, you sip. My in, I don't know what it is. Like, it's not warm outside, but my heart, the past like 2 days, I feel like I just am dancing around New York City. Like, I have that like where it's getting warmer. Like, it's not right now.
The days are getting longer.
The days are getting longer, and
something.
it's just like I know that what's ahead is spring. And
babes, let me tell you today with the 29.
I know. Like, it's not warm right now, but it's just knowing that what's coming next is not colder, but warmer.
We're working our way. Yeah. Next week is going to be like 50s.
I mean, there's some like warm days popping in there. Yeah. And like the winter just is not as bad on the East Coast as it is like when we were in Michigan.
Is eternal.
There was one year, I might have said this on the podcast, but there was one January where like the first 2 weeks we saw 8 minutes of sunlight.
That's right. Because Grand Rapids was like the third cloudiest city in the U.S.
because we're right there by Lake Michigan, and it was just like all the lake effect clouds and everything.
That's so hard.
Like, it was just gray, and like today, blue skies.
At least it's cold, but it's sunny out. That's how I felt in Minneapolis. It's like it would be -2, but like
Minneapolis is cold with a capital C.
Yeah, it's like high of -2 today, but it's sunny as hell.
At least it's sunny, but I mean here it's like I'll take 30s. Like, that's not so bad, but like. Yeah, I've just been walking around, like the stores have Valentine's Day stuff, and I'm not like a Valentine's Day person, but I'm like, I might make some like little paper hearts and like put them around. Like, I'm just feeling in a very girly mood.
I kept my red bows on my stairs because I was like, that works well for Valentine's Day.
I like that. I might add some pink bows. I might get some pink.
The pink would be cute.
I'm feeling it. So I'm just in like a lighthearted New Year mood. I don't know.
I feel that.
Like the first week you're kind of like, okay, here we go. Like, it's New Year's and you're like, gotta get back to work. And now I'm like, like it's halfway through January. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Perspective, like on the horizon, and you and Andrew are going to St. Pete.
Yeah,
then Sarah and I are going to St. Pete. So Sarah's going to be in warm weather for the majority of like February. So
yeah,
it's like,
luckily
really close.
Andrew's back to teaching, so he's got those teacher vacations, and he's like, I want to go somewhere since I have vacation time now. And I'm like,
absolutely,
we'll do it.
Let's do it.
You don't have to twist my arm to get
and
like a
summer
budget.
Even longer, right? Because he's gone. Yeah. He's out for like 2.5
teacher
months.
Teacher perks. We're enjoying them now. So that's my in.
I guess piggybacking off of your in, I'll say my out, because it's giving me this sort of like that sort of like revitalized, energized, like a lot of positive perspective.
Okay.
Is I've been doing no phone from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And when I tell you like the difference in my sleep.
Leah has been, and okay, I will say I'm usually the more like type A twin. Leah has been.
I've knuckled down.
She's been like calling me at 7:45. She's like, okay, wrapping up the day. Any last minute points that we need to discuss? It's 7:50. I have 10 minutes until I clock out. And I'm like, I appreciate you. Like, cause I'm very like,
I'm just like, if I'm making this rule, I don't want it to inconvenience anybody. Like, I want it to be like a good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like back out on work or anything. Cause I mean, as an independent like contractor, like we could literally be, and we love our work, but it's like, sometimes you're answering DMs at midnight,
editing a video till like 11.
I could be prepping slides. It's just like the work never ends. It's just how you decide to like
sometimes you have to just give yourself a cutoff time.
Yeah. And so for me, because then also my singing is also all on my own time, or like all my practice and all my applications and auditions and stuff. And it can just get to be really
like you never have a time
you never
off.
Turn off. So I've been at 8 p.m. like more strictly like, I mean, I've done both the morning and the evening, but I noticed the biggest difference in the evening.
Your brain isn't just like endless checklist when you go to sleep. Like, and then
guys, I'm almost done with Wuthering Heights. Like
what?
the physical book You
Are you serious?
I've been reading.
Oh my gosh, girl. That book is thick.
Literally been reading. I cleaned out like a corner in my bedroom that has just been like boxes from the move that I hadn't finished.
Whoa.
I baked a loaf of bread.
Leah 2.0.
I sat and watched like a basketball game with Colin without my phone to like distract me and we like had the best time. I'm just like, and I am sleeping so. I mean, I'm just like,
well, this is week 2, so let's see if we can keep this going. It takes what they say 50 some
to create a habit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to be like quite strict of like planning out, but then it means I don't waste so much time during the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll see if I can maintain this, but to kind of like reflect on every day, I've been writing down just in a journal like one line of something I got to do instead of like scrolling.
That's so good. You're like, I got my time back.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, baked a loaf of bread, or like, did whatever. So then I'm like, hopefully, I believe in myself. I think I could do this. But like at the end of the year, I can look back and see this.
I love that.
Pages full of like things I got to do in life as opposed to just like in a phone vortex.
I love that.
So I'm like very committed to this.
Go, girl.
I understand there's probably like times where it's like, okay, there will have to be an exception or whatnot. But like for the most part, I'm very committed to this. And I'm really excited to see at the end of the year how it feel, like, what difference it has. And
you go.
Most people aren't working at 8 p.m. So it feels like a normal, most people aren't working at 7 p.m. So
yeah,
it feels good.
Okay.
Good. So my out is my phone.
I love it.
At the time. Yeah.
Well, mine's not as like life-changing or profound as that. My out
calling
is
Sarah and just being like, my life has changed.
Leah's. I'm like, wow, she's organized. I like it. Join the type A side. My out is my old bedroom rug, like nothing fancy. I've had this rug for 5 years, like since I brought it from Michigan. I'd had it in our bedroom, and it was just not the style of our apartment, but it was like,
I know you're kind of like, well, you can't buy everything new.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, okay, a rug in my bedroom. Like, I'll fix up the living room first, or whatever. And so finally got Leah and I on a twin note. We got like the same rug.
I was just about to say that.
We put it in different. I put it in my bedroom. Leah put it in her living room, and it's bigger, but it makes my bedroom seem bigger, even though it's bigger. I don't know if that makes sense.
Bigger.
Like.
It seems like it opens up.
It flows. Somehow. It makes the whole space like flow.
Yeah.
And like the floors in our apartment are pretty creaky. We have like one broken board that they've tried to repair a few times in our bedroom. So the rug covers that now. And so when I like step in the bedroom or like get up in the middle of the night, if I have to use the bathroom, it's just like padding like this nice thick rug. I'm like,
it's a nice rug. I know.
So I'm loving my new rug.
It looks so pretty.
Yeah. So it's simple. My out, buy old rug. And honestly, in my apartment, I love because I was like, it's not bad. Like, sometimes people throw out a rug because like their cat peed on it or whatever. So I just put a little sign on the rug that was like used, but not like soiled.
Yeah.
And it was gone in 5 minutes in the lobby of our building. So then I'm like, it's not wasted. Like someone else, they can put it somewhere where it's maybe a high traffic, like kid playroom or something where it's like,
where you're just like, we just need something to kind of,
and it was a nice rug. Like it really held up well, but I'm like, it was not it was kind of a little bit too like boho-y, like very much a style of our old house. So I was very happy with our new rug. So that's it.
Yay.
That's my out. Buy old rug.
Bye.
Well, scroll talk has rolled around again. Has rolled, yeah.
Has
scrolled around again. Scroll. And kind of along the topic of what Leah was saying about reducing phone usage, like giving yourself boundaries. What we've been seeing a lot on social media is this term that I hadn't really heard. I mean, like I know the term, but
literally this is the first time I've heard it.
Used in the sense of doing activities that are away from your phone. And so we've been seeing the phrase analog activities a lot, as opposed to like phone free or screen free times, but just the term in general, analog activities, which I really like. And I think it's fun. And it also gives a little bit of like,
it's giving that like 90s Christmas.
It's giving like retro.
Everyone's into like
I know.
Just the time predating
analog.
Cell phones.
Yeah.
But analog is like, it's like the clock with the hands, right?
Yeah, it's
because digital clock,
non-digital,
where they're like children age blah 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 will no longer be able to read an analog clock.
Yeah, I'm like, we know how to read. Use the hands, small and large. Yeah. But what do you think about? I mean, I've been seeing a ton. What kind of analog activities have you been seeing?
Oh gosh, I'm sort of like new to the term, but kind of like what I've been seeing a lot because I like save a lot of recipes is like baking
Okay.
and things like that.
I've been seeing a lot of like coloring.
That too. A lot of like adult coloring books.
Some like needlepoint and cross stitch I've been seeing people doing.
Oh my gosh. Today at church, one of the girls from the children's choir was like, forgot something. So I was like walking with her and she's like, I was like, so what'd you get, for the holidays? I haven't seen you in a while.
A little kid.
And she was just like, yeah, I got a sewing machine. And I was like,
what? That's so cute.
I was like, oh, do you like know how to sew? I was like, is it like a plastic needle or whatever? She's like a sewing kit. And I was just like, and she was like, no, it's a real needle. She's like, I was like, well, what kind of stuff have you made? She's like, I made myself a dress and a pillow. And I was like, dang. I was like, that's amazing. Like, I was like, most people don't know how to sew, and definitely not kids your age. She's like, yeah, I'll see what I make next. And I was just like,
whoa.
So these kids are getting into these analog activities too.
Next fashion runway star.
I was like, dang, child. I was like, I can give you my measurements if you want to make me a dress.
Well, it is nice. And with anything, I think it swings and it's like super, super, super popular because I feel like up through maybe 2021, like social media and everything, just phone, like everything's been growing.
Especially with COVID, because it's like, that's all you can do.
Yeah, you're just
Connect
online. Yeah,
we're like, oh, let's figure out how to FaceTime everything or
Yeah.
do everything via Zoom, and everything is
Yeah.
digitalized. Like we can do everything online.
And now I think people are a little like, it's been shoved down our throats a little
like
bit.
hyper saturated. We're just like, oh.
And it's interesting because like I still enjoy social media. I mean, that's like what we do for work, but I do find myself being like, there has to be a cutoff point, or it's different things I'm craving, kind of along with the analog. It's like comfort creators, where it's just like cozy. It's not like bing, bing, boom.
That's a term that I've heard a lot recently, is comfort creators. Whether it's like, people just being very down to earth or just very, not like uncurated, but just like,
it's just like cozy moments. It's not like what's the most flashy, what's the most,
because it doesn't have to be like, look at my trip to Fiji. Or it says the girl going to Hawaii, but like, but you know what I mean? Like it can be just simple moments that you're like, oh, that's so nice. There's this TikTok, I can't think of what her name is, but she's a creator, and she just films herself kind of like from the side, like she works like a corporate job, and it's just watching her like sit down to work, watching her like go get her lunch, come back, and she's not like super smiley or anything. People are like, gosh, like your life looks so boring. And then people were like, are you kidding me? This is what like a normal,
I think
this is a normal life.
People are just craving like realness. And so I think with the analog activities too, it's like people want to do something that they feel like is real. And so when you're like I remember
especially
as a kid,
with AI and everything too. It's like, what's something
that's like real? And so I've been seeing people doing
gardening, a lot of gardening, especially as it gets to be
gardening. I've been seeing a lot of people, like I remember as a kid making like friendship bracelets and bead rings and just being crafty all the time, and coloring, where you're just, you're doing an activity, and like puzzles and things. I think people are just craving things outside of just staring at their phone. And like you said, often it's not enough just to be watching a movie. Like you have to be watching a movie and scrolling on your phone, where it's just like you kind of just crave a pushback of the scale to just be a little bit more centered. And so I really think that this year we're going to see a lot of like analog activity,
I think so too.
Things like growing in popularity, like we said, coloring, crafting,
a lot of like hosting content too, where it's like
connecting, having conversations in person.
Yeah, getting together with people, having just like, your average like weekday hangout. That's not, it doesn't have to be a huge fest. It doesn't have to be a huge birthday party, but it's just like, come over, let's bake some cookies. Just these things
just
are
reconnecting in person,
and maybe deemed like simple, or like
simple but meaningful.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot of analog activities, analog whatever. You're going to be seeing that term a lot this year, I think. Now that we've said it on the podcast, like your phone's probably listening to you, and it's going to pop up with like 20.
It'll be like
our phones too.
The 10 analog things you can do this week.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. So be on the lookout. But we'd love to know if you have a favorite analog activity. Comment it on the podcast. Because we're looking to grow our hobbies too.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get into watercoloring.
Ooh, I love that.
I know a girl who like does the most beautiful like flowers. I'm like, I could get into that.
Yeah.
That seems enjoyable.
Yeah, start small.
Analog moments. Here we go.
Inbox time. Inbox time. Inbox time.
Straight from the DMs.
And we've been seeing like there's some that I know we asked for DMs and write-ins. Some of them get like lost in our inbox. So we've just been like digging through, looking through. So there are a couple people's that we found that were from like November. We're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
So we're not ignoring you. We might have them in like our archive too that we like go through. And,
yeah, like, oh,
and
this will
grab
be a
some
good
more.
one.
Yeah.
So if you have more write-ins, please send them. Like we're always looking for more.
That's
We love a
one of our favorite
variety.
thing. That's like our favorite thing.
I know. We're like, oh my gosh, this write-in is so cool.
That's such a good question.
So let's see
Okay,
what we've got
so
this week.
starting out, we've got help. My boyfriend is messy.
Sounds like a problem that a lot of us will be able to
Sounds like
relate
a very
to.
Relatable. Yeah. I'm in a long distance relationship I've been in a long distance relationship for the past 2 years, and we've been together over 3.5. Here's my dilemma. When my boyfriend comes to visit, I really want him to feel welcome and loved, and I show that by washing the sheets, tidying, cooking, and stocking up on food for him. Wow, that sounds nice.
Yeah, you're like, welcome,
I want in on that.
Welcome to my abode. Like, put your feet up. Would you like some dinner?
The door's open and it's just
Yeah.
the doors.
Do you want the house tour?
Exactly. I think I do this because I really crave him to do it when I visit. Ooh, touche. I wonder if we've been dating so long that he feels like he doesn't need to impress me, but it's become a norm when I go to his place that his room is a mess. The kitchen isn't stocked, and frankly, I feel the urge to clean and do some laundry. Where's my snacks? You didn't run and get my snacks.
Those Cheetos Puffs that I love. You didn't get those. You
What
know
about-
how much I love those.
There's no fresh sheets. Like, are you not welcoming me into your abode?
Babe, these sheets are not crisp.
Oh yeah,
Your milk
You did
is
not starch these. I can tell.
Your milk is expired.
He's like, yeah, you want to run to the corner store? Excuse me.
Oh no, what do you want to do for dinner? I don't really have anything. And you're like,
Okay, guess we're going to the grocery store.
guess you're treating.
Frankly, I feel the urge to clean and do some laundry. How do I feel comfortable in my boyfriend's space? It's very much a bachelor pad, hopefully temporary, but it really does impact my peace and mood. Is it too much to ask for a tidy space and clean sheets every visit? How do we feel about this?
Okay.
3.5 years they've been together, long distance for the last 2 years.
Okay.
So this is like a regular thing, right? They're going back and forth.
Here's
on a
what.
regular basis.
Yeah, I totally relate, or I can sympathize, because it's like, first of all, if I'm doing all these things when you come, like I scratch your back, you scratch mine,
Like,
kind of deal.
Does
Like,
he not notice that it's just like everything is perfectly in place and looks like a little, hotel?
and I think this is a generalization, but generally guys can be a little bit more messy. Not
Yeah.
in my perspective, not in my relationship, because Andrew is the one that's like, time to clean. Oh, I have a reminder that we have to clean the fridge grill today, whatever. And I'm like, what?
Colin also tends to be the cleaner one.
But I think generally guys are kind of like, oh, just throw the stuff in a pile, or like, I don't have as many clothes, or oh, I forgot to clean the bathroom. A little bit more, they'll let things like that go a little bit longer.
Yeah, or they're like, it's fine.
And I also understand that you're like, okay, I'm coming to visit you. I also don't want to like have to do a bunch of work when I'm there. And you also don't want it to become the norm that it's like, well, I'm
You swoop in and like
clean and you just
fix everything up.
sit there, right?
you're like the cleaning fairy.
you're like, no, these domestic roles are not going to be locking in here. Like,
Especially if you're doing long distance, it's like you are responsible for your own space, and like the majority of the time you're not there.
and it's kind of like, babe, you're an adult. Like,
Yeah.
do you not see that like you should probably switch your sheets? Like, do you not see that like your toilet has black mold in it? I'm just saying, from like,
There is mold in your toilet.
like sometimes you'll go to people's and you're like,
You're like,
when was the last time you
"Haven't
cleaned this toilet?
There's like hair everywhere. You're like, what is
But
that?
it is also like, if I'm going to be here with you, I also want to feel comfortable, which comes with a certain level of cleanliness.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
I mean, I will say, like, when Colin and I did long distance for 2 years, it was definitely like I'd be like, okay, I'm taking my flight, can't wait to see you. And Colin's like, I'm cleaning up. Like he would say,
yeah.
tidying up everything so it's nice for you. Like he would say that, or it might not even be, it might be like crazy planned, but it's like tidying up everything so it looks nice.
Yeah.
You know? Or
yeah.
he's like, oh, I spent the morning cleaning.
You would
and
like,
I would do the same thing.
You would like that, even if it's a last
like
minute,
that.
like, oh crap, I gotta clean. She's coming in 30 minutes, right? Like mad dash.
Yeah, because I think it comes down to it's not just like, okay, you want things to be tidy, but it's, you want foresight?
Yeah.
Like that they put thought into
You're
your
coming.
visit is approaching. Let's prepare.
Yeah.
Let's think about you and make it comfortable.
Make this
for
a
you.
cozy nest.
Yeah.
Which I do think sometimes guys can be
skip over that
a
step.
little, miss the mark a little bit. Or they're just like, oh, it's fine. Like I put on clean underwear today. Like, we're all good. And I am generalizing, like we don't know all the exact, but guys can often just a little, you're like, did you not notice this? Or like, your sink hasn't been cleaned in a few weeks.
They could be really good about one
thing. Yeah.
Like Colin
I vacuumed but didn't clean the bathroom.
of the laundry constantly. Like I call him the laundry fairy because he's always like doing it. But if I never cleaned the bathroom, I think it would never get cleaned. Or it's like I cleaned the bathroom and I was like, but did you clean the shower? And he's like, oh, like, I actually think a new girl, and Nick's like, why would I clean the towels? The towels clean me. Like,
Oh my God.
I know. He's like, why would I ever clean the towels? The towels clean.
Oh my
God.
God.
You gotta clean the shower too.
My God.
So yeah, I feel like guys can definitely be like, I did clean. It's like, well, you didn't do this or that.
Yeah. And I think I think it will need to be a conversation. Like it doesn't need to be like, sit down, we need to talk. But I think it could be like hey, like, did you notice that, like, when you came to see me, did you notice that, like, I washed the bedding and like everything was really nice? Like, I would just really love if, maybe you could just do a little bit extra. Oh, it's so hard to know what to say.
I mean, I think we play it off like very, very naturally. Like, or you could even ask. You could even just say like, you're preparing to come. You're flying or you're driving and you're like, I'll be there in a couple hours. Like, would love, like, I'm so tired after this week. Like, would you mind? Like, all I can think of is like getting into that fresh bed with you, or like, oh, I'm just so hungry. Like, I would love some of my snacks. Like, do you mind picking up a couple things at the store? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking to hopefully have him like pick up on that as like a beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Like that could be, like, I think
Like,
you
I
could
would
throw
just
it in
love-
as like, oh babe, I'm so ready to be there with you in your nice space. Like, oh yeah, I can just feel those nice crisp sheets,
Well, okay, what if then she says those
Right?
things and then gets there and it's like the sheets ain't crisp?
Well, then that's when we have the other conversation
Where you're
I
like,
thought like
I love coming to visit you, but like I'm so tired, or like, I had really hoped that, I don't
if
know.
you've been together for 3.5 years,
Yeah.
like, it seems like you could have a conversation of like, it seems like, and be like, tell me if I'm putting this on myself, but like, it seems like you're waiting for me to come visit you so I can like help clean or like prepare for the week. But I would love our time together to just be concentrated in like spending time with each other and not having to spend time on chores because we don't get to see each other very often. Lean in that direction of like,
What if do you think you could say something like, it really makes me feel special when you like
yeah,
clean and like make your space
like-
all like ready for me, because like I love having you and I like try and do the same things for you, and like I mean, I think you could have an open conversation, not like confrontational, but
it
you're just
doesn't need to be
cuddling,
like, why?
and you're
this-
like,
yeah.
oh, you're like, oh, so nice to be here. Like, I really appreciate when you, whatever, like, it would mean a lot to me if you would be.
Yeah. See if you can pick up on a
Yeah.
little bit of the subtlety, like maybe one time he does, he does have like some fresh towels and stuff. And you're just like, oh, like I so like this makes me feel so pampered and spoiled. Like when I come in and like you just have things like fresh, like that really makes me feel treated. Like I love that. Thank you so much. It's like that reverse psychology.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I would do that with my students. I was like, I love how so and so is sitting. They are just, oh my gosh, and then everyone else would be like, straighten up a little
Right,
bit, like, but it,
Like
and,
he
and
makes you dinner one time and you're just like, I just have to say like nothing makes me feel more loved than when you like do this for me. Like it just really, I feel so appreciated and just like, thank you so much. And then if he doesn't pick up on that, then like.
And you used to live together, it sounds like, right? Because you've been long distance for like 2 years. So I don't know what it used to be like when you lived together. Maybe it wasn't a super big issue. Like you could even say like, you know, when we lived together, like we split the chores evenly, like we did all these things. Like I know this is all on you to do in your own space, but like it would really
space too, and I don't want to do it twice.
But it would really make me feel special if, you know, you would just do these things before I come, so then we can really just focus on being together.
Yeah, and I think it's something that like when it comes to chores and things, I feel like every relationship you can kind of build passive aggressively.
Yeah, and you don't
like,
want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. No.
Like I'm cleaning out the plates again. You know, I think those things, it's better to, instead of letting it build up, just sort of like say it in the moment, like, hey, would you mind doing those dishes? It can be such a simple, or like, would you actually like, oh, I just saw you had a lot of laundry. I'd love some fresh sheets. Do you mind putting in do you mind just putting in a load?
Or just don't even, do you mind? Can you?
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just, oh, could you put in could you grab me a whatever?
Yeah.
Just, I think sometimes asking what you want in the moment takes away that sort of like buildup of now we're at a standoff and it's been 3 visits and he hasn't had fresh coffee ready for me. Like he knows I love coffee, but he hasn't stocked up, you know.
It is hard because you're kind of like, why aren't you doing this? Like, why? You just want to be like,
but like,
can you just clean after yourself?
Like, I feel like we easily get into sense of complacency or just like comfort, right? And you're like, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Remind him like what you want, and then hopefully that becomes like second nature.
Yeah. I think
it's a struggle, but I think having simple conversation.
You've been together this long. I think
reverse psychology, it's gonna be fine. It's just, you know, in marriages or everything, oftentimes it's like we gotta have little chats about like
little checkpoints.
Could you help a little more with the laundry? Like that would be help. I've been feeling a little stressed with that this week.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like it doesn't have to be a big fight. It doesn't have to be a big conversation. It can just be simple.
Yeah.
As it is.
Get him to clean that toilet. Question number 2. So I know from all your millennial makeovers and my kids' opinions that skinny jeans are out.
Sorry to disappoint you.
I've been trying to branch out with straight leg jeans, but I feel like I don't know what length to wear so my shoes don't look weird. Not sure if that's still something, or if that makes sense, but if you have tips on how long jeans should be specifically with different shoes, I would love your opinions.
I feel like we need to make a diagram of this and also post it on Instagram, because the simple thing about skinny jeans is it's just a fit. It's just one fit.
Yeah.
Like they come down to your ankle bone. It can't be fitted down to your foot because then it's covering your foot, right? It's just like either it's going to be a tiny bit shorter or a tiny bit longer, but the range is very small. Now that we have straight leg and flare leg and boot cut, and it's just like cropped, you know, you're like, oh God, like there's too many options.
When you
now.
branch out, you can feel a little overwhelmed. I think they were talking about straight. So here's what I think. Okay. It's going to be a simple, in my mind, it's kind of like 3 lengths. You've got ankle, which is great to wear with sandals,
flats,
like a Mary Jane,
or sneakers.
Yeah.
Like a
slim
sneaker,
not a chonker.
Yeah. So think slim. Ankle. Slim.
The ankle is the slimmest part of your leg, so you want a slim shoe to go with it, right?
So flats, sandals, and
slim sneakers, not like a big
low profile sneakers.
Yeah, not a chunky dad sneaker. For one that maybe goes like there's no fold on the ground, like maybe just past your ankle bone, like a full length jean. Mm-hmm. I would say you can do that with a flat, a sneaker, and a boot,
or a
heel, because when you have a full length jean,
it's covering all your skin.
It's covering your skin. And so if you're going to wear a boot, you don't want there to be a conflict between the edge of where your pants end and where your shoe starts.
Yeah, we want it to be streamlined.
So you want to be able to tuck in the bottom or like the very top, the ankle part of your boot underneath your pants.
Yes.
So if your pants are too short, it's going to just be like the top of your jeans are going to be hitting the top of your boot, and it's just going to look bulky and weird and not streamlined.
And it doesn't elongate your leg.
Yes.
That way, because we're like, okay, we see the end of the jeans, and we see a little 2 inches of your skin, and then we see the top of the boot. It just becomes a lot of like piece.
So a full length jean you can really wear with like anything.
It's probably the most versatile.
Yeah, I would say.
And then if we're talking like you're saying straight leg, but if we're talking about like a looser kind of like full length where it's like almost to the floor.
It's got a little bit of fold of fabric.
A little flood maybe. Yeah. A chunky sneaker. Yeah,
this is a little bit more like, I don't want to say edgy, but a little bit more like dressed down.
Yeah, but I think a long jean looks the best with a heel.
A heel or a boot, because again, it's not going to be conflicting.
A heel or a heeled boot.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be like, stiletto, but just like a chunkier bottom.
Yeah, because when you add the boot, then it won't be that like puddle of fabric.
I tend to think a long jean gives some height.
Mm-hmm.
So either it's the chunky sneaker that has like a chunkier bottom, or it's a heel that has like the height, a chunkier boot that has the bottom. You could do a sandal that has a chunkier bottom.
Yeah, like a wedge or something.
Yeah. I tend to not go so much like a ballet flat.
Because then it looks like your foot is almost like too small.
Yeah, it just sort of throws off the proportions. I'm not saying people don't do it because, some people really like that flooded look. But I think it's harder to balance and also not like step on your jeans all day long.
Yeah. And I think the one nice thing if you want to wear a sneaker with kind of a longer jean is you don't have the issue of like, what socks do I wear? Because your socks are totally covered.
Yeah. Because that's another stressor for us millennials of like, now there are socks. And like we never showed socks and that was just the one rule and we always followed it.
Yeah.
What about a loafer?
Okay.
That's going to be something that people want to know too.
I think a loafer can go with a full length, almost any of them.
Full length.
I love a loafer with like a little bit of an ankle jean for like spring.
Yeah.
A loafer.
We see a lot of like loafer with ankle jean and like a fun sock. If that's not your vibe, you don't have to wear a sock, but like that has been very trendy.
Yeah.
But I think a loafer almost like catch all. Sometimes a loafer I think looks too delicate with like a really long jean.
You could do a chunky, well, again, we're going with like the bigger sole, bigger heel, like a chunky loafer with a more relaxed or longer jean.
So if it helps as sort of like a guide, think of the type of jean. Is it slender? Is it, like wider? And that's going to be like the type of shoe that you also pair with it. So we're saying ankle, a little more slender, pair with a more slender shoe. Wider, more flooded jean, pair with a chunkier shoe to balance it out. And then mid-length, you can almost pair with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's really that kind of guide. If it's ankle, like a flat, a sandal, full length, it's kind of a catch-all. And if it's longer, chunkier, or like a bigger heel.
Just something to elevate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So then you see like the flow of the jean too.
So I hope that helps. I mean, really, there's a whole school of thought where it's like wear the opposite shoe of what you think you should wear, and that'll like make your outfit cool, which I don't disagree with sometimes. But if you're looking for some rules where you're like, I'm wearing,
and we're saying more classic styling, like you could. We're not saying like you're going to be an avant-garde or like be really fashionista, like of going out there and like, I'm going to push the envelope. Like
if you're trying to just have a balanced
pairing
outfit, that's kind of a hard and fast
rule. Don't come at us, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So hope that helps.
I like to wear my flip-flops with my
hope that helps. Fine. But also it kind of makes sense, right? Because if I'm doing an ankle cropped jean, it's probably going to be warmer and I'm probably going to pair it with a flat or a sandal.
You're probably not
like my ankles be showing.
Yeah. You're probably not looking to pair with like a big, boot.
Yeah, exactly. Full length, right? My ankles want to be covered because it's a little bit colder. I could wear a boot. I could wear, I could do anything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I would go with it.
And let me just throw in one more option.
Okay.
Barrel jeans.
But they were just asking about straight.
I know, but I just want to say,
Leah's throwing in too many options.
I'm sorry. I'm just
confusing
cover everything. Barrel jean, I think you can wear with almost a heel, a sandal,
a flat.
The only thing I would avoid is that ankle gap. because the barrel jean hits here. If it's like a boot that's low.
You're saying if you're wearing barrel jeans with boots.
Yes. Or like a sneaker or something, like just make sure that there's not like a big
gap between where your
Yeah.
where your pants end and the top of your shoe starts.
Yes.
So
you don't want to see any ankles unless you're like wearing a flat or a sandal.
Yeah. Hope that helps.
Just throwing that in there.
Some
for
people's
our
heads are
barrel
probably
jean
spinning.
lovers. Go back and listen on slow mo. Do like they
Write this
said
down.
Straight
Straight.
jeans, ballet flats.
Ballet flats.
Hope that helps.
Good luck.
Last question, friends. I'm the only non-mom in my friend group, and it's starting to make me feel irrelevant. Any suggestions for navigating? Very streamlined and to the point.
Okay.
These are that.
Only non-mom in the friend group.
And she feels irrelevant because probably they're all like, oh yes, little, Susie, she just, she's into goldfish these days. Whatever, little Benjamin won't take his nap at blah, blah. And you're just like, anybody watch the finale of Stranger Things? Guys? Anybody?
We have such a medley of questions today. Like
I know,
a little
like
bit all over.
The gimmick.
Everyone's dealing with different things this time of year. I think there is some context that maybe we don't know. Are you feeling irrelevant because you also want kids, but you don't maybe have a partner, or you just don't have kids yet?
Or is it like this is a friend group that you've had for a long time and you're like, now everyone's kind of in this new phase and you're not there yet? And you're like, guys, we used to like talk about other things besides kids.
Yeah. Or maybe, it's just like when all your friends are like, oh, and I went to this gym. Oh yeah. And I go to this gym and I go to my Pilates class, and you're like the only one that doesn't go to a gym. You kind of feel like,
What do I have to?
you just feel like you're not part of the club.
Yeah.
How not to feel irrelevant. I guess it does kind of go back to, are they only talking about their kids all the time? Then maybe you have to kind of steer the conversation, because I think kind of sometimes when you have kids, it's like you're taking care of the kids all the time, that your brain is like in that constant spin of like lunchtime, snack,
You're trying to keep
bedtime.
something alive. And it's a lot.
And then when you're not around your kids, like I'm speaking from my friends that do have kids, sometimes you're like, I just need to let off steam about the kids, because like, oh my God, so-and-so would not just brush their teeth, right? And then basically all everyone's talking about is their kids. That could be an option. Again, we don't know the exact.
Can you find some common ground of like, oh, maybe you all love, I don't know, like a certain TV show, or maybe you all also enjoy cooking. Like, is there some sort of common ground that you could steer the conversation to, that it might kind of domino effect into like conversation that doesn't involve kids? I mean, maybe it's not even conversation, it's just like lifestyle. If everyone has kids and you don't have kids and you're like,
or it's like, okay, we're all getting together and like everyone's got 2 kids on their hips, and you're like, okay, anybody need any water?
Yeah.
Right. This is kind of an interesting, like, maybe it's a little bit meta, but sometimes I think about this where it's like, at the end of the day, we are all, whether you want to have kids or whether you aren't able to have kids right now, or you just don't have a partner yet to have kids with, at the end of the day, you're all adults, and kids are things you have. Like, I mean, if we're breaking it down into like how not to feel irrelevant, some of your friends might have dogs or cats or fish.
Have a car.
And I'm not saying kids are on the same level as pets. Like, I understand that. But I'm just saying, if you need to kind of just shift your perspective, kids are things that you have. And like, you have other things in your life.
And you have at the end of the day, you have the right to make a decision of what you decide to have or not to have.
And what you have doesn't define who you are.
Yeah. And
as much as like, being a mom becomes part of your identity.
But it is true. I think a lot of people are, they're like, oh, so tell me about you. People are like, well, I have 2 kids and I've been married and it's like, no, tell me something about you.
It's like, those are roles that you have.
Yes.
Which does not make them less important. Like, I don't want anybody to get this misconstrued.
Of course not.
And at the end of the day, all your friends that have kids, the kids are going to grow up and
they're
probably
still themselves.
Move, and then your friends are not going to have kids at home anymore, and you're all going to be, if you don't have kids, you're all going to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to think about it a little bit more meta like that, where it's like,
it's sort of a season.
It's a season. I like how you said that. It's a season. And yes, hopefully being your friends of being a parent, like that'll be something that a role that they love and have for their entire lives, right? Like, but raising children is a season. And maybe you're in a different season, but that doesn't mean that you're irrelevant.
And I think like you can enjoy somebody else's season without it feeling like you need to change yours.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to be in different seasons, in different like eras, and you can show interest and enthusiasm without hopefully letting it sort of intrude into like judgmental thoughts
or bitterness.
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to mindset, and I think and how you decide to like take that situation head on.
This is definitely more of like a late 20s to like, I would say early 40s topic, because I think when you're in your early 20s, you're just kind of doing life. Everyone's doing their own things. Everything's so new. And then it's kind of like, oh, we're starting to be in different seasons, even though we might all be the same age.
Yeah. I mean, people feel that when it's like everyone's married and I'm not, or
like everyone has kids and I don't. And
everyone's retiring and I'm still working. Right. It's like that never ends.
And so I think that is a struggle that we come to kind of push through everybody that's in our age group. It's just like a part of this phase of life. But I love how Leah said it's a season, and maybe you don't know, like if you want to have kids, maybe your season will be right around the corner. But try to celebrate your friends' joys and their seasons without letting that be a reflection on yours, if that makes sense. So it's a little tricky, but
great. I love that.
Well, we ended on a deep one today. A deep one.
Not to get too serious on you guys.
But we love getting like all over the spectrum, questions that are serious, questions about fashion, questions about relationships, friends. So thanks for all your write-ins. And we will see you again next week, Tuesday, for Twin O'Clock, our Inside Scoop podcast. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.